Hey solos, I have the final ride, get rid of, and relocate to episode for you today. And this episode focuses on Animal Kingdom. Hi everyone, it's Samantha. Olaf may not know who Samantha is, but now you do. And welcome to Solo Magic, the podcast about the magic of going to Disney World solo. It has been super fun to play these little Marry, Shag, Kill episodes this summer. I've done Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and finally Animal Kingdom. And it's been really funny because I really appreciated you weighing in on your own ratings and whether or not you agree with my ratings. It's the thing is when you go solo so much, you forget what other people's experiences in the parks are. So it's been kind of cool to be people saying, oh, no, I actually really like that. Because I think in one episode I was like, does anyone even like that? Yeah, okay, apparently people do, and that's cool. Anyway, it's been really fun. You can always follow me on Instagram and Threads and Facebook and weigh in on these different rides and attractions as well. I don't know if this one is going to be contentious, but we will see. So anyway, you can get in touch with me, Instagram, Threads, Facebook. All the links are below, and you can listen to this on Apple, Spotify, and on YouTube. Please make sure you subscribe and pass this along to other people and rate and do all that stuff. All right, let's get into it. All right, so Animal Kingdom. Now, as usual, I asked ChatGPT to spin the proverbial wheel and tell me 3 rides and attractions. And it's funny because I was like, well, obviously they're not going to give me Festival of the Lion King and Kilimanjaro Safaris because those are just the things that you do at Animal Kingdom. And actually they didn't. Don't worry, I do not have to weigh in between those two. But there was a moment where I was like, oh no, is that really what's going to happen? Luckily, though, ChatGPT gave me rides and attractions across 3 different lands, so I can really kind of weigh in on the lands as much as I can on the particular rides. So they gave me Maharajah Jungle Trek, Navi River Journey, and TriceraTop Spin. Now, I actually think that even Disney agrees with me on the very quick first get rid of one, which is TriceraTop Spin. Disney has also agreed on that. Dino Land will be no longer, and I don't want to say good riddance because that's kind of mean, but that area definitely needs a little zhuzh up. So I've talked about this in other episodes before, but Molly from Mammoth Club, she worked in Dino Land when she was a Disney cast member, and so a lot of her videos, whenever she is in Dino Land, she will talk about the history and backstory of Dino Land, and it is really quite fascinating. And Africa and Asia, which are the 2 lands I spend the most time in when I'm in Animal Kingdom, have so much detail and so much thoughtfulness to it. And then you get to Dino Land and you're like, sorry, what happened here? But actually, Molly has pointed out that there is the same type of thoughtful storytelling there. It's just a different type of story. So the story of Dino Land is that they found, quote unquote, academics found dinosaur bones, but then they ran out of money. So they had to create a fair on top of their findings in order to raise money to excavate the rest of the dinosaur bones. And so that's why it's part carnival fair, because that's the raising money part, and part dinosaur bones, because that is the archaeological dig part. And then she highlighted that one of that main restaurant that's in there is the college students are running that restaurant. So you can see all these little touches of the lawn chairs and all that stuff that college students would do when they're just putting together whatever to make something comfortable. And yeah, you know what? That's a really great storyline. And when I learned about that storyline and then went back to Disney to be okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to appreciate the story. I walked in and I was like, nah, aesthetically, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here in this cracked concrete. I get it, but I'm just not into it. So yeah, I've never really spent any time in Dino Land. I rode one ride in Dino Land. It's the ride that isn't even there anymore. I rode that, 10, 15 years ago. It wasn't that exciting. And the TriceraTop Spin ride, which is part of this actual episode, seems like it's just one of those Dumbo rides, like the Magic Carpet rides as well. And you know what? That's not terrible. I mean, if I had to ride it, I would, but it doesn't seem that anything is drawing me to it. And I think it's part of the storyline too. Like, even though, like, I don't actually ever ride Dumbo because I just feel like, oh no, let the kids go to Dumbo. But I ride the magic carpets of Aladdin all the time. I especially ride it during fireworks, and usually they just let you stay on and you can just go around and around and around. It's quite magical. So if you're in the particular story, I'm into the ride, but I don't know. There's nothing drawing me to Dinoland, so I would get rid of TriceraTop Spin just like Disney does. So I feel no guilt about that. Whereas in the Hollywood Studios episode, I did feel guilt getting rid of Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular because it's so old school. But I have no guilt about this one because, again, it's going anyway. So now we have Maharajah Jungle Trek and the Navi River Journey. So just like a lot of the other storylines I talked about, like Star Wars or Toy Story, I also don't really have any sort of connection to Avatar. So I have ridden Navi River Journey once, and I thought it was cool. I didn't think it was like super cool. Like, I know that the Shaman of Song, that's the main animatronic, is amazing. Everyone says it's amazing, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, so this is just a boat ride? All right. And you know what? I did kind of enjoy the layering of projections with the proper sets and the different props. It was cool to look in the background and see animals running that aren't really there. But generally, I wasn't really that impressed with it. It wasn't really an experience I wanted to replicate. Even though Pirates of the Caribbean and Living with the Land and even the Three Caballeros boat ride are all actual boat rides, like this one I could really take or leave. I have no particular, attachments to it at all. Maharajah Jungle Trek, though, I actually had to figure out what that is because I don't think of any of those pathways as actual things with actual names. And so when ChatGPT gave me this one, I was like, what is even that? And then I looked up the pictures and I'm like, oh my God, I love it there. I love it there so much. Like, I love it there so much. I cannot even tell you. The first time I went to Animal Kingdom, I was blown away, and that actually hasn't changed at all. I still am blown away by the fact that they built this whole storyline about these ruins of a castle, and then they have all the animal enclosures in there. And there are some particular shots when you're walking around that corner and there's those ruins with all the Tibetan flags. It is like breathtakingly beautiful. And I've taken a lot of pictures from literally the same spot, and I can never seem to capture how beautiful and enchanting and immersive and fantastic it is to be in there. And here's the thing with Animal Kingdom solos. You need to talk to cast members when you are in all these different enclosures, because there is a bird enclosure in there, and usually people just walk right through. I was watching people walk right through, and then I talked to a cast member. I don't even know. I just think I said, tell me something cool about these birds. And they started telling me about how they were all male birds, and they build their particular nests as a way to court female birds. But then when the female birds partner with the male birds, they like deconstruct the nest and be like, don't worry, honey, I'll do it myself. And it was just so fascinating to be there, watch them build these amazing nests. And then there is this other spot right before you go into one of these enclosures, and they have these like murals. It's not really a mural because it's not painted, but it's like a fresco. I'm not even going to say it right. I don't even know the right materials, but it's essentially like a giant cell from a comic book. Like it does a whole thing in one little image, and it's made out of something like terracotta or stone. Again, none of those things are right, but maybe you know what I'm talking about. And if you talk to the cast members about them, they have this whole storyline about all of these different frescoes, essentially. Again, I know they're not frescoes, I'm sorry. And it is just so amazing what you can learn because of all the details that went in. It's so easy to pass by. So I would never, ever, ever give up any of those walking trails or animal enclosures or learning opportunities at Animal Kingdom. For me, that is what Animal Kingdom is about. So does that mean I'm going to relocate there? Yeah, sure, of course. Like, I don't know if I'd want to live with tigers, tigers, unless they're, just cute tigers like Jasmine's Raja that won't eat you. But yeah, I guess I would live there because of just how beautiful it is. Although it isn't enclosed and it would be very, very hot. But no, I guess I will relocate there. And if I got rid of TriceraTop Spin, does that mean I ride Navi River Journey? I guess so. You know what, though, Solos? I'm going to change this up because I am getting ready for my own Disney trip. And I am very excited. I'm actually going to ride TriceraTop Spin because I like those little up and down Dumbo rides. And I'm going to just get rid of Navi River Journey. There you go. I don't know if that probably is very, very controversial. But the fact is, I think that something like Navi River Journey could have been done bigger and better and more interesting with IP that people have more of a connection towards. And you know what? It doesn't actually matter on my trip at all. And I would much rather ride an outdoor ride with no line than an indoor boat ride where I'm just I feel like I'm supposed to be impressed and I'm just not impressed. So there you go. Okay, that is definitely controversial. I'm going to relocate to Maharajah Juggle Trek. I'm going to get rid of Navi River Journey and I am going to ride TriceraTop Spin for however long it is still there because why not? And maybe I will get a picture of me actually riding that ride on my upcoming trip. So again, follow me on Instagram to see if that ride will materialize. All right, let me know how wrong I am, Solos. Until next time, bye. Hey Solos, it's Samantha. I hope you like this episode and all the episodes of Disney Solo Magic, the podcast about the magic of going to Disney World solo. Just a reminder to subscribe, to rate, review, to comment, to share, so that other people can learn about the magic of going to Disney World solo. Also, connect with me on social media. You can find me on Instagram, on Threads, on Facebook, and on the blog disneysolomagic.blogspot.com. On Instagram, I am Disney_solo_magic_podcast, as well as on Threads at Disney_solo_magic_podcast. And on Facebook, it's Disney Solo Magic. Again, the blog address is disneysolomagic.blogspot.com. Until next week, bye!